Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Teresa and I will be your cruise director today. So what we have got happening, I've been waiting patiently for this to arrive, is the NATASHA DENONA Hyper Real Face Palette. Yeah, she's different. Let's have a look. So we'll be using that on our face today, but first, all the usual business, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video, at the end please give it a big thumbs up. So getting into it, first up, I have prepped my face. I'm trying a couple of new things today. So I've got the Morphe Lightform Extended Hydration Foundation. I'm wearing the shade Light 05N, so it's a light neutral shade. It's yellow when I put it on. I've had to brighten up under my eyes. I'll have to test this out over the coming couple of weeks because I'm not sure how I feel about it. It may be going back to the store at this stage. And just on my lips, I've got the Too Faced Kissing Jelly Gloss in Raspberry, which I'm loving. But first off, the Hyper Real palette. Let's get a good look. So Natasha bought this out. I haven't watched too much on it. Obviously, all-in-one face palette, except there's no highlighter there, which is not, you know, make or break. These shades along the bottom are all meant to be one and done shadows. As per usual, the writing's so small that I can't read it. Putting these on just to help for now. So we have Everyday, Dreamy, Statement, Soft and Casual. So we'll do, I haven't so much as stuck a finger in this, so we'll do some swatches. Everyday. Going in now with Dreamy, which is this new shimmer formula that she had in the I Need a Nude that I love, and that is beautiful. Not quite as silvery as what I thought it would be. Can you see this? Like, it looks silvery there, but in my mirror it looks like a really light rosy gold. Okay, Dreamy, Soft and Casual. These are super creamy. So we're going in now with Dreamy, Soft, which is this pinkish, oh that's pretty, and then Casual. So they are really pretty shades. They are all a satin. Now we've got the bronze and contour and the blush, and this has been where there's been a lot of controversy. So I'm going in with all three shades, and I look, I have watched one or two reviews, and I get where they say they don't look like in the swatch that they could be dark enough. Like, that to me doesn't look all inclusive. And just going in with the two blush shades now. That's intense, hey? I like that though. Okay, so as I said, I've prepped my face, I've prepped my eyes. We will see. These are small. I get what people are saying. This is my normal this is my normal bronzer brush. I mean, it covers all three. So what are we going to do? We will actually, what I might do, okay, going in, keeping to something as makes me nervous, hey. Okay, going in, keeping to something as everyone else has probably done, just keeping to something that goes the first two shades. There is a fair bit of powder, doesn't bother me. It's subtle. Actually, you know, you first put it in and you go, oh, is this going to be really underwhelming? And then it just starts to build. And you go, I like it. So that's using these two lighter shades. What I want to do, where is it on okay, I'll do this on the other side, and then I'm going to go back in and use the mid and the darker shade, but I just want to start with this. See, you're putting it on and you're going, nothing's happening. And then you go back in. So it's really, it's buildable and it's easily buildable. So if you are new or a novice or a beginner, this is good because this is sort of foolproof in that. And like, I'm just keeping in the first two shades, obviously. If you are a lighter skin tone, then this, you're not going to go in too hard, and it is building up nicely. I'm going to use this angled brush, and I'm just going to go into this, the darker of the two shades, because this is just wide enough for that. I just want to see if I, you see that bronzes it up more. Right, okay. So I'll go back in. Actually, you know what? Let's just go across the lot. So I guess it's one of those products that you could, depending on where you are, if you are a white person with not a huge amount of colouring like me, if you're a person of colour, I'm not sure how this would go on you, but this is good in that you can use it all year round, I would say, with these, because you can build up. Winter, I'll be hanging out over here. We're in summer, not that my face sees the sun, but I do warm up a bit. I'm going to use, this is just a cheap angled brush. I'm going to go into that centre one now and just use it to contour my nose. Now, and of course I haven't done under my chin, my jawline, lack of a jawline. And she looks good, doesn't she? It looks really nice. It's not too yellow. I'm frowning. It's not too yellow. Yeah, I like. Are we surprised? Okay, going in with the blush. I'm just trying to work out. I think I'll start with this and then maybe build that up towards the back. So starting with this. Actually, what I'm going to do is this on one side and the deeper on the other for starters, and then I'll correct them. That's very subtle and soft. Clean off my brush a bit and going in with this. This is a really fluffy brush, so it's not picking it up too dense. Bit of fluff on my nose. If you've got a, like this brush as well that I use, this is much more dense than this brush. This is a lot fluffier. This is, I use this for creams mainly, so if you want more intense, pick a dense brush, but this is just slightly deeper, so I'm going to go across both now and then relayer. Let's try and make them match. It's pretty and it works, but the colours aren't actually blowing me away. I prefer the mini one that came in the Mini Dream collection, to be honest, at the moment. But yeah, it is pretty. Now let's move on to the star of the show. How are we going to do this? Because my natural instinct is to go in and use these in the crease, but I want to give them an effort. This may be a case of I do this before I put mascara on and then go wipe it off and build up. We'll see how we go. We're just going to play. So I'm just getting a small sort of flattish crease brush for now. I'm going to do 2 different shades and then I'll go and do a proper look. So let's just do the extreme. We'll go in with Everyday. My concern around this is, one, if you have hooded eyes, then these are a slight satin. So to have the satin, like if you've got hooded eyes, you don't have much lid and sagging in particular, you're not going to have a lot of lid space here. So in an ideal world, as you've seen me do now, I bring my makeup, my eyeshadow up, and I use a darker colour here to push that hood back. Now adding something that's got a bit of sheen on it is going to be interesting. So, this is this shade here. And I'm using a brush when it says, I might take my brush down, to use, they're designed to be used with your finger. So I better do that and then use a brush to blend out, I think. So these aren't designed to be clean and perfect. You can be a little bit messy with them. And in fact, can you see that? That's blending out with my finger. It's diffusing. And that's blown out. Look at that. It's blown out up here. So you can use just your finger to do it. Doesn't look as bad as what I thought it was going to. Isn't that interesting? My brain is really struggling not to go in and do more with it though. So I'm going to fight that urge right now. I'm going to go in with the shade Soft because I want to give a couple of differences. These all here are all darkish, so let's just not go in there. Let's see how this one goes. And then this feels a bit creamier than Everyday. This is a shade Soft. Definitely feels creamier. And again, that's just blending out really easy. So I get where she's going with it, in that these shades are designed to be one and done and just used with your finger, because you're getting that gradient really, really easy there, if you look at that. For me again though, I'm really fighting that urge to put some depth there. If your eyes aren't as hooded and you don't have these really saggy, meaty bits, I think this would be really, really good. But I need to do more. So I'm going to come back. I'm just going to go and clean this off and come back with my eyes redone, and then I'm going to use it how I would. Okay, I am back and I've cleaned off my eyelids and redone my eyeshadow primer. Everything that I've used on my face other than, as well as this, will be listed down in the description box. But anyway, let's go in and use this how I would be more comfortable using it, to be honest. So going in with a fluffy blender brush, and I'm going to use the middle shade in the contour palette to be my transition shade. And that's fine because I'm not mad at doing this. It's a great shade to use for that, and it means that I've got more room in my palette for these eyeshadows. It's not like I would need to take another eyeshadow palette away to be able to use this. And as you can see, it's a really nice transition shade. So I'm going to go in now with, I didn't use this shade before, Statement, which is this darkest middle one, and I've got a dense packing brush. I'm going to use this on the outer corner of my lid. And just sort of stamping and swiping that in. Again, you just saw that you can use your fingers for it and create one and dones, but that's not me. If you don't like a cream to powder formula, you may not like this. Certainly if you prefer cream products, you will really like this, and this does dry down to a powder. So getting a blender brush now and just buffing that to see how it blends, and it blends out pretty easy like her standard ones. You just need to work with them a little bit, that's the only thing. So it's not like your standard powder eyeshadows. If you're happy to do a little bit of work with this, if you wanted to create different looks, again, I could just run my finger over the edge. And in fact, it's probably a bit more work using a brush than your finger, funnily enough. And I'm going to go in with Everyday, which was the first shade that I used, because I'm going to try and use all of these in this look just so we can see what they look like on the eye. Just going around the edge of that, so you could have used that as your transition, but I wanted a more matte underneath it. And pulling that in. Okay, now going on to our lid, I'm going to go in with Soft, just over the edge here. And using my finger with this one because it's on my mobile lid, which I always use a finger on in any case. This one is harder to pick up though, I will admit. And I'm really having to work my finger into it. It's super creamy though, and that may be part of the problem. I mean, it is called soft for a reason, isn't it? So me complaining that I'm having trouble picking it up, I'm trying to build up intensity with it, and it's meant to be utilised as a soft colour. So is it Natasha Denona having a formula problem, or is it me having a product use problem? So now going in, I want a little bullet brush for now. I might have to transfer to the finger. Going in now with the shade Dreamy, which is this super sparkly shade. Actually, I'm just going to go in with my finger to start off with now that I've put that on there. Oh, okay, right, hold on. Going in with my little finger on this side. Into the brush now. This is the same formula as I said in her I Need a Nude palette, that's that sparkle formula that's meant to look almost wet, and it does indeed. Can you see that? I'm just wondering if I should tap that over the entire lid. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not intense, like none of it is an intense look. So if you want more dramatic and intense looks, you're probably not going to get it with this. I'm just going to line my eye, line my waterline, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just tight lined my eyes with the DB Cosmetics Nude Awakening eyeliner. It's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. Was the first thing that I grabbed. So I just wanted to intensify up my line. So I've tight lined, done my waterline, and now going to go along underneath my eye. So we haven't used the shade Casual, so let's go in with that. A little brush here to line along flat blender. Let's go along and see how that looks. So that's already intensified that a bit more, made it a bit more dramatic, which is more up my alley. Or if you don't want to go underneath your eye, of course, you don't have to. This is just what I like to do. And in fact, I might use this. I think I prefer the depth to this than probably the shade Casual. Casual? No, what was it? Statement. So this is Casual. So I'm going to just bring this up in pretty close and out, just so we can see how that looks. And blend that up. I mean, they are super blendable. Just remember that. Like they just blend out really easy. And then just going over the edge here, dipping into Statement and what's the other shade? Everyday. Going between Statement and Everyday, just to bring that up over the edge to help with the blend. Super easy. Super easy, that part is. Going into Soft, which is our pinky shade. One more. We know I like to go back and forth to get the exact look that I want. On a flat brush, just to bring that up, looking straight ahead. If you've got hooded eyes, you know this is the best way. I want to see some of this shade. And then into our Sparkle Dreamy shade one last time to tuck down in here for the inner corner highlight. I've probably put too much on this brush. Because it looks like it wants to have fallout. Does it look a bit chunky? I think I may have just gone too hard on the brush. So that's finished look. I'm going to go and do my lips, of course, using the NATASHA Denona My Dream Collection, and I'll put some mascara on and be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have finished off my lips and my eyes, and this is the final look. I mean, we can't deny overall it's a really pretty look. And if you are new to NATASHA Denona and haven't tried, I mean, her formula is always immaculate. And if you're new to it and haven't even tried any of her products before, or if you don't have a lot, then this you might really like if you don't want to do too much with your makeup and are no fuss. A few things to note. This is the size of her midi palettes for comparison. This is the size of the face palette. And then comparing that to the Glam Face palette. Final thoughts are, I wish, like I'm sure other people are saying the same thing, that she'd bought out multiple versions like she did the Glam Face palette that had a light to medium and medium to dark, which are these two here. So, you know, not a huge amount of difference, just subtle tonalities in the blush and the highlighter, but then when you look at the shadows, you know, there's depth to them. So they are sisters, but that depth for someone with darker skin tone. I know that when I buy a product, I'm generally going to be okay with it because I am a standard white Anglo woman. Do I think any of my coloured friends that have any depth of pigment to their skin can use this? If you are lighter and olive skinned and tan, then that may work. I just don't think that there would be a huge amount of it. Like, you would have to stick there, you would have to stick there, and even then, you know, once you get past deep Mediterranean skin, I don't think that this will necessarily work with you. You could have kept all these shadows here and just add depth, or just go slightly darker on these possibly. Will she extend the range? I really, really hope so. The fact that this has no mattes isn't an absolute killer. Satins are very complimentary on aging eyes. So we don't bring shimmer up here, but this is a satin, which means it's just got a very low gleam to it. It's not going to draw attention to it. I mean, let's zoom right in and have a look. So it's a really pretty look. If you want to go to the detail of adding all these shades, or again, you saw initially just blending out with the finger, you can do. I was looking at these shadows and they just remind me of something, and I didn't like it. Here's the I Need a Nude palette. Does it remind me of that? Not really. I just kept in my mind, kept going, is it like Zendo? Because of these deeper, this sort of rosy, goldy, peachy colour and this. So I pulled it out. It's actually not. I mean, it's similar in that you've got the shade and light in it. But, I mean, the only thing that's similar is this shadow. Let me just rub my finger in that. And then the shimmer from this, whilst different formulas, I don't even know if it's going to translate, are not that dissimilar. Like, I don't even know if that's picking up. They're not that dissimilar. The rest of the shades aren't really anything alike, but you can get a similar look in that you can get this bit of depth, this bit of sort of rosy goldy shade in this, which is something to consider. Other than that, it's not really like any of her other palettes, I don't think. My final thoughts are, it's really, really pretty. I'll probably travel with this for sure. It gives a gorgeous, gorgeous look. And you can be lazy with it if you want. If you have the sort of collection that I do, you may not get the use out of this. But like I said, if you want something that is of ease of use that you don't really have to think about, then this would be perfect for it. Again, I just hope she brings out another palette for deeper complexions. Would be really nice. She's done it before, she can do it again. But that's about the only thing I can complain about. As I said, while it has no mattes, you can use these for mattes. It gives you 3 shades. The blush, you know, overall, you put some highlighter on. I've used the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Hollywood Architect. So that's really sort of just finesse this area here. Overall, the blush is really, really pretty, but it's not mind-blowing for me. I've tried other formulas. So, but again, I mean, it looks pretty. So that is it. Let me know your thoughts. If you've picked it up, let me know what your thoughts are, how you found it, or if you're going to be picking it up, if you are keen on it. Until next time, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. Come along and join this channel. Don't forget, ring the notification bell, like and subscribe. Until next time, bye.